This week, I gave my first keynote address to the Songwriters on the music business today for Writing Sessions America and the UME. I gave my perspective on the state of the entertainment business, and for those who missed it, I wanted to share it in hopes that the information is shared, digested, and debated. Please feel free to comment below and share. Thank you, Focus, Kevin, and all the writers that joined and continue to inspire and entertain us through your dedication to what we call the craft. To my fellow writers, creators, friends, and family, it's an honor to sit before you here today. This studio that I delivered the keynote address from for the Songwriters of the WSA is considered sacred ground. Formerly known as Record One, now it's known as The Pharmacy and is owned by Dr. Dre. Some of the most iconic artists of the past and present have penned some of the biggest records of all time there. Even the late Michael Jackson recorded parts of Thriller in those sacred halls. But my journey here started with an invite from the good doctor, and I'm humbled and thankful to Dre, Paul, Larry, and Focus, and the staff to even be able to make it past that iconic gate. I've watched Exhibit, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Fred Reck, the DOC, Snoop Dogg, Melman, and many others shape the craft there. In essence, I kind of grew up there. This studio has played an intricate part of my career as well. The night Em and Dre created The Real Slim Shady, I was summoned there. And as a young producer asking Dre so many questions about the process that created it, I learned what is most important in our business: mentorship and sharing game. And if you truly know the good doctor or real producer's DNA, then you know it's all about what's mastering the craft, learning to be a humble servant to the music. And if you're lucky enough to come in contact with the good doc, and if he loves you, there is no gate. He empowers the artist like no other. Not only does he accept you for who you are and give you more chances than you deserve, he mentors you in ways that you don't even realize. And that is what makes the craft great. The collaborative effort, the jam, as the late James Brown would say, rest in peace. I created parts of Music in Me in the studio with the late Nate Dogg, rest in peace. I wrote Crybaby with Mariah Carey, Snoop Dogg, Howie Hirsch, and Ronnie King in Studio B there. And that process was with an SM57 live to dat, while Ronnie and Howie just played the parts while she scattered the melodies to fill in the words later. I learned that process there and in places like it. That is, in essence, of why we're all here. We're scatting to find the melody of what the future of our business is going to be. Amongst us are some of the best writers, producers, and executives that ever lived, not only in these iconic spaces and pastimes, but the future iconic spaces that only time and the boogie will decide. If we decide to learn from the past and what worked, because there's nothing new under the sun. Just go listen to Pach LaBelle's Canon in D and how many times that composition has been replayed or interpolated into something new. DJ Quick once said to me, "Miz, just take something old and make it new again. Just put your twist on it." My first record that I produced was the I Still Believe remix with Mariah, Crazy Bone, and The Brat. Well, it was an interpolation of Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, written by icons Leslie Bricusse and Anthony Newley. And they had never heard of an interpolation before. So before I knew it, I was on the phone with the writers, and not only Pure Imagination, they wrote Candyman for Sammy Davis Jr. and Sinatra songs, and so many more. They asked me, "So, are you stealing our song?" And I explained it was an homage. And with that, they gave me a quote that I will never forget, and I have molded my career after it. "Look, I don't want any more or any less than anyone else. I just want to be treated fairly and with respect." So with that, a 50-50 pub split was brokered, and the song was able to come out. And Damizza, the producer, was born. So, in that spirit of respect and collaboration, thank you, Focus and Writing Sessions of America, Kevin, for having me here. And thank you for taking the time to be here and dedicating yourselves to the art and the craft that I believe is as sacred as the place that I was sitting. Powerful and awe-inspiring, songwriting, creating music, putting pieces of our hearts and minds into sound that the world can feel is no small feat. I respect every single one of you for choosing to be a part of this journey. And as we know, and as we've seen, one stroke of the pen and a melody can change the tone of the world. I've been in this industry for almost 4 decades. I've seen its highs, its lows, and everything in between. I've worked with legends and newcomers. And the one thing that I've learned is this: the music business today is unlike anything we've ever seen before. It's evolving faster than ever with tech, and it's challenging us to adapt in ways that we have never imagined. But think about that word for a second: technology. It's about knowledge of tech and how to apply it and use it to our benefit. From live drums to the Lindrum, to the MPC, to AI, Ampex to Pro Tools, splicing to editing. We embraced the changes and we adapted. We gained knowledge and we shared knowledge. And that is the jam. But let's take a moment to talk about what's really going on in the industry today, the challenges we're facing, and most importantly, the opportunities that await us. Because while it's easy to focus on the obstacles, I believe there's a whole lot of hope out there for songwriters and creators. The power shift, artists in control. In the past, the music industry was controlled by a handful of gatekeepers. Record labels, radio stations, and major distribution networks decided what got heard and what didn't. But today, the power has shifted. We've gotten to streaming platforms, social media, digital distribution that put you, the artists, the creators, in the driver's seat. You have more control over your music, your brand, and your career than ever before. You don't need a record deal to make your music accessible to millions of people worldwide. All you need is a good song, a vision, and the drive to see it through. That said, this freedom comes with responsibility. When you're in control, you're responsible for more than just making music. You're your own promoter, marketer, and sometimes even your own manager. It's a lot of hats to wear, but the beauty of it is that you get to define your own path. You have the power to reach your audience direct to consumer, and that's something previous generations of songwriters and artists and creators could only dream about. Quality over quantity. But with this power and freedom, there's also a temptation to keep churning out content to stay relevant. I urge you to remember that quality always outshines quantity. The late Quincy Jones, rest in peace, said we went through almost 900 songs to keep 10 on Thriller. In a world flooded with music, the songs that make an impact are the ones that come from the heart, the ones that resonate on a deep level. Take the time to craft something real. Trust your authenticity will find its way to the people who need to hear it most. It's easy to get lost in the sauce or the noise of what's trending. But trends fade. Great songs stand the test of time. Focus on what matters to you. Tell stories only you can tell. And remember that music is about a connection. It's not just a product, it's a gift that you are sharing with the world. Building a brand and community. Today, your success as a songwriter isn't just about writing a hit song. It's about building a brand and a community. People want to feel connected to the person behind the music. They want to know your story, your process, and what drives you. So don't be afraid to let your audience in. Share your journey, your struggles, your victories, and your growth. The more real you are, the more people will relate to you, and the connection is invaluable. Consistency and repetition breeds familiarity. Familiarity breeds a relationship, A relationship breeds teamwork or synergy, and synergy wins games. Share that game. Building a community around your music doesn't just happen online either. It's the relationships you build with other artists, producers, managers, creators, and everyone you meet along the way. Every connection you make is an opportunity to learn, collaborate, and grow. The music industry of any era thrives and survives on collaboration, the jam. So embrace it. It's not only that Dre, Quincy, Cat, Focus are great producers. They surround themselves with the best of the best engineers, writers, and fellow producers, and listen to what they have to say. My grandmother once gave me sage advice. Surround yourself with people smarter than you, and you'll be okay. Know what you don't know, and look to those that do. Listen and practice. Monetizing your craft. Be smart, yet savvy. Now let's talk about money, because let's face it, making a living as a songwriter is a lot different today. With streaming royalties being what they are, it's important to diversify your income streams. Think beyond just the song royalties. There are opportunities in sync licensing and movies and television, brand partnerships, merchandise, live performances, and evolving to the blockchain and Web3. Stay informed about the latest trends in music monetization, and don't be afraid to explore new ways to make your work pay off. And listen carefully. Know your worth. Do not settle for less just because someone tells you that's the way things are done. Negotiate. Advocate for yourself. Believe in your art and your craft. Don't be afraid to walk away from a bad deal. Your work has value. You have value. And if you don't believe it, don't expect others to. Embracing technology without losing heart. Technology has transformed the music business in ways we could never have imagined. From AI-driven music production tools to virtual concerts and online seminars like the one I did, technology is opening doors for us to reach a wider audience. But here's my advice. Embrace technology, but don't lose the heart of your music in it. Technology should enhance your creativity, but never replace it. Remember, the magic of music lies in the human experience, the human condition, the emotions, the stories, and our human connection. And while AI can help with production and even co-writing, it never should replace the soul that you put into your craft. Use technology as a tool, a compass, a roadmap, but let your heart guide the way. It's the human touch that makes music timeless. Stay grounded and keep growing. The music industry today is a wild ride, and it's easy to get caught up in the highs and lows. Remember to stay grounded. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who are genuinely there for you through the successes and the setbacks, and keep growing. Never stop learning. Seek mentorship. Attend workshops. Listen to different genres, and stay curious. The best songwriters are the ones that never stop being the students of life, the music, and the craft. In closing, to each of you listening or sitting here, I want you to know that your work matters. The world needs your stories, your songs, and more importantly, your voice. You are a part of a tradition that shaped generations and will continue to shape the future of our business. The music business may be challenging, but the power of a great song remains the same. It has the power to heal, inspire, and change lives. So go out there and make music that moves people. Be true to yourself. Be smart about your business. Embrace tech, and never forget why you started in the first place. The feeling that you get when a song touches your soul, when the hairs of your arms stand up at attention and say, "That's the one." You're not just writing songs, you're creating legacies, and inspiring generations of artists, musicians, and creatives. Thank you for allowing me this time to share this moment with you. And I thank you for everything you all bring to this industry. Keep creating, keep pushing, and keep believing in the power of music. Thank you.